I am listening. The last piece that I will touch on in this virtual space is share a little more than usual. I've said this before, that vulnerability in relationship building is key. I had a gentleman that I coached before who was a sales executive. He came to me and he said, Jay, when I'm in the room, I'm on. I'm doing my thing. I feel like I can connect with my client, and I'm finding more out about their history, their kids, where they go to college, where do they live, their experiences, and I'm able to share my experiences. He has all this passion about connecting with his client. He says, but when I'm virtual, I can't do that. And I asked him a mind-blowing question. I said, why not? You need to be intentional about creating those moments of vulnerability to connect. So, creating those spaces as you would in person, where you ask them questions about what's going on in the world or what's going on in their lives. Be intentional about carving out space, maybe before or after, or somewhere in between that meeting, so that you can begin to curate those conversations about real life and be able to build that trust and credibility, and to be persuasive if it is something that you're selling, or something that you're trying to present an idea on. You have to be intentional about creating those spaces. And I know that sometimes when we're in these virtual spaces, we think technology, it's supposed to be quick and easy and convenient and fast. You get on, you get off. But I want you to take a beat and really decide, what is the best and the most effective way for me to implement these moments for connection and vulnerability, and for me to share a little bit more about myself, and in return, hear a little bit more about the person that I'm speaking with. So this concludes everything that we have in terms of the 4 best practices for building virtual relationships. And I like to consider this to be somewhat of the grounding place. I talked about when you're in person and you show up at that meeting, you shake their hand, you start that conversation because you want to connect with them before jumping right into the content or the meat of whatever it is that you're there to share. Which leads me to